Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name's Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. So in today's video, basically Uber just settled for $4.4 million in some sexual, I guess a lawsuit that, well, I'm gonna get into the whole video and everything. I have a couple articles I do wanna show you guys, but before I get into the video, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Dylan. I'm a rideshare driver, as well as consultant, I guess, at this point, honestly. I am a fan of Coca-Cola. This is a Mexican Coke, okay? There's no high fructose corn syrup in here. It's all real sugar. Wow, that was even from last night, and it's still decent. And also apparently a fan of tequila. So what is going on with Uber right now? Uber just released a study saying that there was nearly 5,990 sexual assaults that occur inside of Uber cars in the last 2 years, in 2017, 2018, right? We're gonna get the reportings in about a year from 2019 and 2020. So they do it every 2 years. But basically what happens is that, what happened now is that Uber agrees to pay $4.4 million to settle EEOC sexual harassment and retaliation charge. So essentially, Uber legal counsel, Tony West, he represents Uber legally. He's a great person, outstanding speaker. I honestly, guys, I have some envy towards him. Yeah, I'm a little jealous. He is so good at freaking speaking. People ask him the toughest questions and he's able to respond and articulate in a way that puts Uber in a sound, makes Uber sound really good. So he actually went on TV after the whole study came out about Uber. Guys, 6,000 sexual assaults were just reported. And I would say, honestly, probably less than half of the actual sexual assaults and sexual assaults that occurred go unreported. I know people have been sexually assaulted. This is serious stuff, guys. I know people have been sexually assaulted and they don't report them because they don't want to, you know, people have their reasons about if they want to get the police involved. Maybe they like the person, but you know, the person just went a little too far. They don't want to get that person in trouble. Whatever it is, it's a very serious thing. And at the end of the day, it's up to the victim's, I guess, choice to report that person to the police or not. So, or even to Uber in this case, if they happen. Another big thing, I was just talking to one of my friends about this the other day. You know, we have these chats. If you guys don't know, whenever I make these videos, I always sit down with my friends, we talk about it, come up with brainstorm ideas on, you know, just so you know, I'm thinking about it more and it's just not me talking about it, me sharing my own thoughts, but it's a well-rounded thought. And one of the things that came up is that, you know, we said, would you ever be an Uber driver? And they said, no, I don't. You know, she's a pretty young, maybe a little bit younger than me, you know, cute girl, just say it, right? And she doesn't want to drive for Uber because she fears that she would get hit on a lot. And realistically, I don't blame her. I know she would get hit on a lot by dudes or girls, but probably by drunk dudes. And people probably even, you know, touch her physically. And because, I don't know why, but people just think it's okay to do that. It's not, especially when you're working for, and it's just like, you're in such a tight-knit space with people that it's dangerous for females, especially for females. For guys too. I have been touched by other guys. I don't think I've ever been touched by girls, now that I think about it. But I've been touched by dudes. Mostly I've been hit on by dudes. Maybe a couple girls. Yeah, I guess a few girls too. But I mean, in a bad way, like a way that I didn't want. I guess, you know, selfishly, I didn't really mind it, but at the end of the day, it is a little weird when you think about it. I had one guy, for example, I was driving, this was weird. This was maybe even my first month of driving. I had two guys. They were driving around, I was dropping their, one of the guys, well, I was driving around, they wanted me to be their driver for the night. They were like, oh, I picked him up at like midnight, maybe 1-ish, from like an area, I was far away from home, and I was like, whatever, you know, try and make money, you know, try and pay off my credit cards. And they asked me, oh, hey, can you pick us up? Can we go to this bar? And literally I go to the bar and they go, no, this bar doesn't look good. Can you take us to another bar? Or I was like, this bar looks dead, let's go to a different bar. And I go, okay, you know, fine, whatever, as long as I'm being paid. And so I go to the other bar, take them there, and they go, oh, you know what, I don't know, it was crowded actually. They're like, you know what, we've only been here once or twice. Let's just go inside, see how it is, and can you wait for us? And I go, okay. And they go, you know what, why don't you just come out with us? Why don't you just come to the bar with us? And I'm like, no, I gotta work. And they're like, I was like, I gotta make money. And they're like, oh, we can pay you. We can pay you whatever you're gonna make tonight. And I'm like, no, sorry, I don't want to. They're like, well, I think they're like $200. $200. We'll give you $200. You can just come in, spend your night with us. And like, to be honest, I considered it, because when you're desperate, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, I'll just go to the bar, but I'm like, you know what, that's so dangerous, right? So I basically feel like a sugar baby at that point, you know, getting paid to hang out with somebody. This stuff is actually more common than you'd think in LA. But I said no, and the guy was touching me while he was asking me. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, maybe I can get the money from him and then just leave. Like, I mean, is that really scamming somebody? I guess so. I don't know. I thought maybe, okay, I'll get the money. It'll just be like a nice tip, whatever. Don't ever play those games, guys. I was just awkwardly put in a really weird situation. You know, he's holding my hand, grabbing my hand, almost not even letting me go. And I'm just like a young driver, just driving, doing my job, trying to work, trying to make my money. I don't know what it is, but in Uber and Lyft cars, weird things happen. People are drinking, and I don't know, I guess because you're in such a tight space with somebody else, it's like if you get like sexually harassed in, let's say, a Starbucks, you can just get up, walk out, and leave, right? For the most part, unless that person freaking follows you and stalks you. But I don't know, let's say you're, you know, at a football game or something. You can just say, okay, this is weird, and everybody, there's thousands of other people who can see you, or other people you can see if you're in a public place. But when you're in a car, you can't mute, you can't leave, or unless you kick the person out of your car, which like usually you don't do that. So yeah, I don't know. I guess in my opinion, that's why it happens. These glasses, bro. Supposed to get new glasses. Anyways, Uber. Sorry, this is just like a big segue because I don't know if this is about Uber drivers or Uber employees, but basically the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. So here we go, guys. Uber has agreed to pay $4.4 million fine to settle a 2017 charge from the US EEOC, which stands for Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, pertaining to sex discrimination and retaliation. The investigation found reasonable cause to believe that Uber permitted a culture of sexual harassment and retaliation against individuals who complained about such harassment. The EEOC wrote in a press release today, the EEOC launched the investigation following reports pertaining to Uber's workplace while under the leadership of then CEO Travis Kalanick. We've worked hard to ensure that employees can thrive at Uber by putting fairness and accountability at the heart of who we are and what we do, Tony West said. There, I was just talking about him earlier. I'm extremely pleased that we are able to work jointly with the EEOC and continue to strengthen these efforts. Here we go. Here's the interesting part. Uber will divvy up the $4.4 million to anyone who the EEOC determines experienced sexual harassment and or retaliation at Uber after January 1st, 2014. So the question is, if you worked at Uber as an employee, now they're inviting you to, if you're female, it's really weird, honestly. It sounds weird. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but look, now a claims administrator will send notices to every female employee who worked at Uber at any point between January 1st, 2014 and June 30th, 2019. If that's you, you'll be able to respond to that notice to make your claim. The EEOC will then determine who is eligible for monetary relief. This agreement holds Uber accountable and going forward positions the company to innovate and transform the tech industry by modeling effective measures against sexual harassment and retaliation. Uber will face monitoring by former EEOC Commissioner Fred Alvarez. So the big question here is, it says, to every female employee who worked at Uber. Why not the guys? This is not just females. I'm like honestly a little ticked off. And yeah, I was saying earlier that I've only been hit on by dudes, but like, I've been hit on too, okay? I know plenty of guys have probably experienced that too. Why only females? That's a little wonky in my opinion. And is this for drivers or just people who work at Uber? I don't know. I sure as heck know people who have been sexually harassed, drivers. So I think this should include drivers as well. I don't know, guys. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I'm not an expert on this. I'm just doing my research, questioning. This is more of a question for you guys. I think we should look into this a little bit more. $4.4 million. I could use some of that right now. So, and yeah, I would definitely say I was sexually harassed. And maybe even assaulted. Some guy holding my hand while I didn't want him to. Obviously there's way worse stuff, like, people touching, you know what I'm saying. I haven't had anything that bad. I know things really bad do happen, so like, I'm not saying mine is any worse, but at the same time, I think I would maybe even have a case. So, anyways, I'm sorry guys, this stuff just really hits a nerve with me. I really don't like this stuff. That's one of the worst problems, is that cars are just not safe. There should definitely be a universal dash cam in every single car, recording every ride. I hate that there's not. You need to have a dash cam, and it's dumb that Uber doesn't provide them in every car. I don't know, guys. That's just me, but I'm sorry. I'm not in a good mood right now, okay? I'm gonna go relax, maybe try to watch a movie. Maybe call some friends and family and just thank them for being there for me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you guys for being there for me too. I really do appreciate it. If you can give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. I'll talk to you all soon. And remember to stay safe out there. And if anything has ever happened to you, don't be afraid to speak out. All right, we'll talk to you all soon. Bye.